Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Shinhoicho. So FTFT looks like a short. Maybe a little more consolidation. $7.90, it's where it needs to get over. Good morning, Dano. Uxin, it's getting extended, but yeah, all the time frames, EMA right below it, so could be a short, maybe a scalp to the 135. KC. Could be a small scalp here, but it's gonna be like 70-cent move. That'd be like 44.69 break. But yeah, it's not gonna be a big one. FNKO. FNKO broke trend line. FTFT, I think could be a short through 750, but I think it needs a little bit more consolidation though. The 15-minute chart is extended. 15-minute chart's right here. So I think it needs one more 15-minute chart candle. Or maybe two more. But I think that 750 is gonna be the breakdown for this, but hopefully it just hangs on a little bit more. It looks like it's gonna break. Yeah. Feels so extended to me. I'm not sure. This could be a fake out. And so it broke there and kind of held. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen, because the 15-minute is too extended. I think it needs at least 30 more minutes of consolidation and then break 750 again. Hey Babik, Good morning. UPC, check that out. Yeah, UPC had I guess pushed up. This is recent IPO. So this IPO. It's above the 99 EMA today. But yeah, it looks a little weak. It looks like what it's doing during IPO day right now. Let me pull it back. So, or not IPO day, but this day here. It looks like this right now. It's probably will fade. It might have a little pop back, but I don't know. I wouldn't hold this really long. Probably could just fade from here. Most of the volume was done in the first 10 minutes, so you're probably gonna have some resistance around this level here, 630s. So if it fails to get over that level, it's probably gonna be a rejection, and it could probably just consolidate and fade back down to like 550s. LTRPB. Oh yeah, that's a pretty big move. It's halted now. Wow, 150%. It's none to borrow. I'm a broker, so I can't short it. But oh wow. So historically, this is what it has done in the past. So it'll probably be good for a day trade. Definitely not, don't hold it overnight. You can see each wick on these candles is huge wicks. So that tells me at the end of the day, it just goes back down. It loses like 80%. All these days, there are wicks. Like this day, it went up 100% and just went back down. Same thing here. So it has historically moved pretty big, but can't hold it. So it'd probably be good for a short later. But you probably have to pick your spot, but definitely it can't hold its gains. Yeah, very dangerous stock. Probably the float's probably like very small. Let me check the float. FTRPB. Yeah, the float is only 3 million. Insider owns 95%. Yeah, it's probably like insider selling it or something. I'm not sure. When it goes up, it's probably just like a pump and dump stock. So Uxin had that pullback to 35s, like I mentioned. Bounced right off it. Guess below the 136. But yeah, let's see what else is moving. AMTIs, a little high price stock, but it's getting extended on the 5-minute chart at least, but it's too high for me, low volume. So, FTFT ended up breaking down the 750 level. Felt like it was still too extended, too short there. FNKO. Tested the 15-minute chart. Huge gap. I think if this gives one more pullback. So it broke out there. I mean, I guess that was like a valid setup. But yeah, the breakdown was 23.40s, risk of $23. 40-cent risk. Broke higher days on that break. Volume picked up. I didn't take it though. Missed it. Felt like it might need just a few more consolidation. I wanted like maybe a couple more minutes. But yeah, that's a not too bad risk there. Potentially it can move like this cup here, which is 24.26 as the first target. ACY. ACY. So it has earnings tomorrow. Looks like aftermarket. It is, I guess, did it had a 2-day flag? So it is trying to fill the gap on the daily chart. So the gap fill is at 690s. It's 1 point away. But I think this was like maybe a 2-day break. For $5, but halted, yeah. But untradeable. Maybe when it reaches around $7, could be a potential short if it gives us a setup there, like inverted cup and handle. That would be the gap fill up here, $7. And you have it's the daily 90 EMA is above too. So UPC. So UPC actually held at 636 level, or went over it momentarily. So UPT is extended on the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, 90 EMA is at 563. So UPC looks more like a short bias chart, but it could probably set up both ways later. FNKO. Yeah, FNKO had this flag right here. I almost bought it. I just wish it had a little bit more consolidation. Right here. Like if this consolidated like just a couple more minutes. But yeah, I've been missing a lot of these. It's like the first dip here, and then it breaks. So I might have to kind of refine my strategy a little bit and just go smaller size on this if I'm not too confident on it. But I've been missing a lot of these a lot. Yeah, this was a nice one. It held a VWAP support and retested the 5-minute 90 EMA here, so it looked pretty good. Pretty much head and shoulders. But yeah, it's definitely not a buy up here. It'll probably retest 2350 later. If it does this, I might look to go short. It's extending on the 1-minute chart, so it's gonna take some time. Oh, SVRA is extended here. Let's see. Hopefully it gives us a bounce here. So, okay. It didn't give a bounce there. Let's extend on the 5-minute chart. 5 minutes at 230. Yeah. I was hoping for a bounce up here and then short for the 230 test. But it kind of pulled down a little too far there. No, the risk reward isn't worth it. GES had a decent extension here. $26. Oh, it is. It would have been a nice short here. Small, lower high here to short out. Let's see what else. UAVS is getting extended as well. Okay. Didn't really hold that 90 EMA there. FNKO. So it looks like it could be a short soon. 24.22. Maybe one more bounce. It's a little bit spready, so let's go smaller size. But if this bounce in this minute here, okay. But this needs to be a lower high. Alright, so not that's a too big. So it's probably gonna break highs. Well, the higher the better, so ACY got rejected on the daily. So this green line I have here is the daily 90 EMA. So there's a daily 90 EMA got rejected. UCIN's extended, but not a whole lot of reward there. Some W is also getting extended. See if it bounced on this 1692. Alright, so there's the bounce. That high was 1709. It's also a little bit spready, so. And this one was tricky. I showed this yesterday. It was very tricky. It broke down like twice, but didn't reach target. Pretty annoying yesterday, so probably had to kind of avoid this for now. SVRA ended up going higher. 233 is where the 5-minute 90 EMA is at right now. So 234 is extended, so there's like potential downside here. Broke high of days. So that's 241 on that low. I see if it gives like a 2-penny bounce. And I'll look to short that through 241. Yeah, so it's probably not ready. Looks like it's probably gonna go higher. I want it to bounce, well, 1 or 2 more minutes. Like this. And then you can risk this lower high or this high of days. But it needs to break 241. But it looks like it will probably grind higher here. It's not going to break the 241 yet. But it tried 4 times already on 244. So you could potentially risk high of day on this. It's like a 7 cents potential profit. 241 broke there. So I got in 1,000 shares. I'm gonna try this. But it feels like it didn't give it a lower high yet, but okay, so 1,000 shares, it broke there. So I want a 234, like final target. That's what I get. The action on it looks a little tricky though. Like it just, the price just jumps around. So I'm gonna give it high of day as my stop, 244s. I don't really like this wick. Let's see how it reacts here though. The last time it broke it, it barely tested, so it might do the same. So this wick might be enough. So the 5-minute 90 MA is at 235s now. Let's see if we can get there or not. So solo 512 break on SOLO. Yeah, if this gets back over 242, I'm just gonna stop out. I don't really like the action. It's super slow. So I'm just gonna put my stop at 242. It's gonna just be like a $10 loss. But it fails to hold 241 here. We might see a 235 test. So that was the breakdown, and they're kind of trying to retest this level. Let's see if we can get our 235s. I just have like half my orders at. Gonna put OCO order. I don't want to micromanage this thing a lot too much. It's gonna put at 236 and then 234. Stop at 242. So I have an order cancel other. So I just have one at 236 here and then 234 if it goes there. But if it hits 242, it'll cancel my orders and stop me out. But yeah, it looks extended. I think it's gonna test the 5-minute chart, but the last time it did it, it broke the 1 minute chart. It didn't really get a full test of the 5 minute chart. But it broke higher days here, and let's see if 240, so 241 is acting resistance right now. So my stop is just going to be right above that, 242. That's going to be just a 4 small loss. My average price is 241, 1,000 shares short. So let's see if we get our 246 target, and then 234. But yeah, it's just going to be a small trade, small loss, depending on where it goes. I have my orders out already. All right, so there it goes. I had my orders out. It filled both my orders. So it filled my 236 and 234 right on the 590 EMA. That was a $61 win right there on SVRA. So, and that was just for a correction on the 5 minute chart. So it likely could bounce here. So it could bounce here and then maybe consolidate and then do a 5 minute reversal later to the 50-minute chart. But yeah, sometimes the stock will just go down, like break without a bounce on the 5 minute chart. Usually it could happen because when it never tests the 5 minute chart, usually it doesn't respect the 5 minute chart at all. But that was SVRA. Let's scan for other things here. What else is going on? Uxin is getting not too extended, but $249. But this is getting extended. It has 3 rallies now. So 157 could be a potential short. It hasn't tested the 90 EMA yet, but potential profit would be 157 downside, and you're risking 3 cents, so it's not a bad risk. But I think the higher here, the better. So there's no lower high here, so this is why we wait for the lower high to form. Then red cup and handle, lower high. Didn't form, so we just have to wait. So the last time it broke the 1 minute chart, didn't really give a signal here. While that is grinding up, let's look for some other stocks. FNKO, bounce off the 5 minute chart. Had this nice flag early in the morning, missed it. Retested the 5 minute chart. It's kind of grinding back. So we're just gonna, I'll probably wait for a 5-minute reversal here on this chart since it doesn't really respect the 1-minute chart as much, but it looks like it's bouncing on the 5-minute chart. And then 15-minute chart is way below here at 23 or 23 hour, $23. So FTFT looks like it may squeeze VWAP. Let's see. So it actually held. So there was like that 750 area. It broke down, and how I mentioned it was a little too early. It didn't go down too far, and shorts might have piled in here, and then this move here probably squeezed them all out. The shorts that were like 750 average. And now some of them are probably still underwater, so this might get squeezed towards the VWAP. But yeah, you do have some overhead sellers from the morning here, so you might hit some resistance. But yeah, it'll be a little tricky, but it might get a little squeezed. But yeah, I don't really like going long when it's under VWAP. This shows a lot of weakness. TLGT is also getting extended. It's like pennies, 73 cents, 75, 75, 16. Target's 73, so that's 2 pennies. This bounce is 676, so that's like 1 penny. So you get like, I guess 1 penny to 2 penny reward. If this gives it a little high here, I'll probably try to short. So this is pennies, so to go like, I should 5,000 shares is $50. So I'm seeing if this is going to make a lower high here. And I'm going to short it through 75. Target at 73 cents. But if it pushes up here, then we'll just watch it later. It might try to flag on the 1-minute chart. So yeah. Yeah, but I don't buy these flags. I mean, it could work for a scalp, but it's extended down the 5-minute chart, so just no. Look at the 5-minute chart. It's quite extended. You have, I guess, 1 candle, 2 candles of consolidation. But the 90 EMA is down here. So that was high of daybreak. Pretty weak high of daybreak there. Hey Bowen, I'm not looking to buy any right now on penny stocks, but I'm watching TLGT and I'm more short buyers right now on TLGT. It broke high of day there. Very weak volume. It's extended, so might be expected. So if this fails, that breakout buyers will become sellers. So I'm gonna look to short that if it creates a inverted cup and handle here. But if it continues higher, then probably gonna just leave it alone. Yeah, it's having trouble. So yeah, that's good. So let's see if it can give a lower high. I'm gonna take that short. Hopefully it bounces here. Okay, no. $75, $70. Okay, no bounce there. Unfortunately. So this was a typical, flag on the 1 minute chart. 5 minutes is extended, so the success rate of this flag going higher is very low. So it's important to, if you're a long trader, look at all time frames. And then usually when this flag fell, low volume, broke high days, didn't move much, those buyers here will become sellers. And usually shorts will pile in here as well. Look for a short all the way back down to the 5 minute chart. But yeah, it didn't give a really, I wanted like a small bounce right above the 90 EMA. That'll give like a better risk to reward. Right now, I can still retest the 5 minute chart, but now your reward it's a little wacky. I mean, you can still get maybe a 2 to 1. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like 1 cent to 1.5 cent reward. Not the best, but so it's gonna be through 75 cents. But yeah, I could end up holding here as well. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna move on. Doesn't look like it's that rewarding. ACY popping back up over VWAP here. UPC have attempted breakout there on this trend line. I'm gonna watch that. UCIN. Alright, so UCIN. If this gives a lower high, it's a bounce. So the 5 minute target is 154, 6 cents. This lower high right now is at 62, 2 cents. It's on the trend line. So I'll probably try to short this through 160 right now. Risking out 162. Let's see if I get it. Oh. Sorry, the system did not accept your orders. Oh wait, what? How come I can't short? For some reason I cannot short. I'm getting an error. What's going on? Okay, so I got it short there. 3,000 shares. So my stop is going to be 162. So I might have to take this out right here. I went a little too early, but I was trying to work on my orders. It wasn't going through for some reason. Alright, so I'm adding more here. I have 4,500 shares now. Let's see if it could get through this 160. Alright, so I have to downsize a little bit here. Didn't agree to go. Alright, so I have to take that loss. I have 1,500 shares still. I'll probably stop out if... I already stopped out most of them. But 164, okay. So I took a stop there. $100 loss. So 103 loss there on Uxin. It was an attempted short for the 5-minute reversal. Yeah, it didn't actually break 160. So slides in a little too much, but it's kind of scaled out of that. Let's see if it... So this might be the lower high. But right now if it consolidates, it's probably gonna... The 5-minute is gonna slowly catch up. And it held the trend line. So it held trend here. So I might try to attack this again. I think once it breaks this trend, which is like 160. So this still needs a correction. So it's below the trend line. This is 164, it's prior high. I'm gonna try this through 161 again. So let's see 161. So I got in there. 3,000 shares now. So I'm gonna risk So it needs to break 160. So give a lower high and then some more lower highs here. I don't know, it might do another bounce, but if it breaks here, then 160, 155 is the target. Still hanging on. The downside's a little bit there, 161, but alright, I'm gonna re-add it back. Alright, so re-added back my shares, so I'm at 3,000 shares. So let's see if I get the one. I'm gonna get, my orders are a little weird. They're not in the right area. Alright, so made up my loss there. So target is 155. I'll put an order out for 155 as well. So my 155 got filled. And I'm just gonna take it off there. So because it tested the 5-minute here. I didn't want to deal with that. So I'm up $40. So I was down $100 on this. Took a loss and got it back. So this was a $140 trade. I took a $100 loss here. So I'm up 40, net 40 on this stock. So I went in just a tiny bit early there. The 160 didn't exactly break. Bounce, it took a stop. Created a lower high, so now it's like a bigger inverted cup and handle. And took that short, added 4,500 shares back, and took my profit at the 155. So this probably will probably bounce, hang out here a little bit, and then maybe give a short on the 5-minute trend later towards like 140, 145 area. So far today, just traded 2 stocks. SVRA was also a short, and Uxin just now. Let's see what else is moving. So TLGT ended up working out there. He took, so high day fell, got a little inverted cup and handle, 75 break, 73 target, hit the 73 target there. So this wasn't a bad trade. He got 176 or 76 cents after stop, 75 break. That's a 1 penny risk. And then you got a 2 penny reward. Right now it's on the 5-minute chart. It looks like a little bit extended to the downside as well, to 70 cents. So potentially you can short with a target at 70 cents. If it gives like one more push here, so 73 cents. So it does like a fail flag. Maybe it already failed. So 73 cents I might take a stab at. Stop would be 74 cents. So it's trying here. Oh, okay. I clicked it and I almost got filled down here. So that was a 73-cent break. So I missed it, but I almost I hit the bid, and then right when I click it, it broke. So hey, luckily I didn't get filled there. Else I probably would have got filled down here. But that was a 73-cent break. It's gonna retest the 70 cents. Missed the trade, but that was right here. So it's TOGT. UPC is like hanging on, but looks like it might wants to flag here. Potential like 20 cents, but not the best. Don't like it. So UPC trying for this flag, but I don't trust it. Okay, so let's go scan through these. So UCIN. UCIN, I took this trade. I'll probably look for a bounce. If it bounces towards this 160 area, I look to short it if it shows weakness. AMTI. AMTI looks extending on the 5-minute chart. This looks interesting. A little bit spready. It's almost like 79 cent spread here. So it's going to be a little tricky. But you might have to go really small size. But yeah, inverted cup and handle forming. Maybe one more bounce, but yeah, it could very well just break here. Maybe the 55 break, but okay, so there's the bounce. 52 target. It's a little too spready. I'm probably just gonna avoid it. I don't really like trading the spreads. FTFT. SNW. Slowly just grinding up. SVRA, so we shorted this down to the 5-minute chart. or any higher. Uxin. Long term. I'm talking about on long term. Long term, probably not yet. I think it'll need to get above like this 190, 180 level. So it's gonna have some trouble there. It might actually pull back long term. I'm not sure how long term you're looking at, but I shorted that here. This for $40 win after I took $100 loss here, and then I made back 140 here. But it looks like it could, if it holds up here, it could break highs. But it's extended on the larger time frame, bigger time frame charts. So we might get a retest of 160, and depending on how it reacts to 160, we create a lower high and fade back down to 140s. Or it goes to 160, create a lower high up here, breaks 160 and hold 160 as support, and that can go higher. But other than that, I'm just gonna watch. Right now it's gonna be a chop until I choose a direction. Comms COMS, a little bit low volume, kind of just trending here. The last time it broke inverted cup and handle was not a clean one. Costs held up. Oh wow, was that news? How are the other Wall Street bets? Are the Wall Street bets gonna move in sympathy of that? Yeah, it doesn't look like it yet. But I wonder if that's gonna view some of the other Wall Street bets. No news. Okay, so it might be a daily breakout. So something like this. What was this? Daily breakout was at $24. Where did it break out? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, but looks like maybe a yeah. Weird. Don't see anything. But yeah, this could probably squeeze at least. If it moves this kind of measured move flag here, you can see 33. What is that? 25? I don't know. I mean, it could squeeze to 33. Who knows? So that's halted at 8 o'clock, 8:01. So opening is going to be in 30 seconds. I can't short this stock. I have none to borrow on my broker. I mostly do day trading. My long-term investing is I don't really do long-term investing. I just have like another account where I just trade options, and it's more like week options. And that's where I kind of do some swing trading, like swing options. But in terms of long term, I don't hold anything long term. I don't like the uncertainty of news and stuff, earnings and stuff. SNOA. SNOA looks bad. It's pretty beaten, the daily chart. So it has a huge trend line. The daily chart looks beaten up. So this is probably going to fade back down to 760 today or either tomorrow. It looks like a short to me. Yeah, I think if this gives one more pop up and then lower high, I'm gonna short it. Sun W give up. Oh yeah. Didn't really give a setup though. Didn't give any lower high in the 1 minute chart and just broke the 5 minute chart. Yeah, Sun W was a headache yesterday. FTFT. Oh, FTFT looks pretty bad. That's a death candle right there. So yeah, FTFT was also short bias, so it's extending on the charts. The daily chart looks horrible. Fading back down to the where it belongs. I don't know what was the news that made the gap up, but no earnings. Oh, so there's an offering, I guess, on FTFT. So yeah, definitely you probably don't want to hold this stock right now. It's probably selling on yeah, so make sure not to like hold these long term. These are more like day trading stocks. If they're up, they probably get some offering or something like that, or some weird news that's gonna just sell off. Yeah, so I think a lot of longs here are screwed. I think it's probably gonna go back to 715. It's probably gonna drop more. I don't think I don't think a lot of longs were paying attention, and then they probably would sell it back down. So yeah, just be careful here. I wouldn't hold it. The GME. Yeah, so I looked at GME before I evaluate this a couple times. I had put options over here, and I sold my put option during this day. And it's because if you look at all every time it pulls back to the 90 EMA, it's really important to watch the 90 EMA level. If it's extended, it will pull back to the 90 EMA level. And here it pulled back to 90 EMA. It couldn't hold above 90 EMA on these days, and you got an inverted cup and handle. So it was one of my strategy. I went ahead and bought some puts there, 140 puts, 150 puts, and it went to the low of like 112 that day, and I just sold it. But right now it's hanging on. It's hanging on to this level of 172, and it could get interesting if it hangs on, because what it needs to do. So there could be a big squeeze happening, but for it to do this, you'll probably need to retest this and do this higher low. So it's not going to be for like another month. Definitely it's not going to squeeze tomorrow. It needs to consolidate, you know, it builds up, it winds up, it breaks its flag. Uxin. Alright, Uxin, nice bounce there, got rejected. Still extend on the 15-minute chart. Could be a short opportunity there, a repop. Let's see. But yeah, if it pops over 160, definitely buyers are in control. But if it fails to hold 160 here, I'm gonna clear some stuff. Well, too much chart. So it popped over 160 there. So we're watching how it reacts to this towards this level, but it's hanging on to the 5-minute chart, so I will be careful, extra careful. So I think you'll need a lot more work, at least on the 5-minute chart, for it to go down lower. The 15-minute chart is like somewhat tested. Hey, Mr. Raspi. No, I don't have PDT rule. I don't fall under it. I can day trade. My account is above 25K. So yeah, Uxin, be extra careful if you're short. If it actually holds this 160x support, we might see it pop towards 5-day. And it looks like it's trying to do that right now. Yeah, so this is why I don't like to show any pops sometimes. Like, it's good to get an entry here, but if you try to short pops here, you might get burned. Unless it sets up like some type of pattern and then break. Yeah, I execute with Thinkorswim. Yeah, TD Ameritrade's my main broker. So you can see here on Uxin, I took a short here, my orders. I took an early short here for this inverted cup and handle. It didn't break, so I stopped out for $100 loss there. And then I saw a bigger cup and handle forming, so I went ahead and re-enter. Broke the cup line, and then I covered on the 5-minute chart. So I made that back that $100 and made extra 40. But yeah, I was just watching Uxin, but yeah, I execute on Thinkorswim. And this is hard to borrow, so you need to be on the hard to borrow program on TD Ameritrade. ACY. Yeah, it's really hard to go long on this Uxin. It's really extended, so I'm not gonna long it. So far, the execution has been okay. I mean, it's probably not like the best compared to like other brokers like Direct Access. But my execution has been pretty bad. I'm able to trade. Yeah, Thinkorswim is free, completely free, 100%. The only thing is you can't trade OTCs. I mean, you could trade OTC stocks. They'll just charge you $5 per transaction. So I just avoid OTC stocks. But anything on the normal market, Nasdaq, NYSE, AMEX, it's all free commission. You just pay regulation fees, which is very tiny. And then all the easy to borrow stocks is free to short. So the easy to borrow stocks, so you can see on my list here, I have a column that has hard to borrow. So HTB, hard to borrow. So these stocks, you have to be under the hard to borrow program, which requires 100K. And you'll be able to short these, but these ones does cost a short fee. And then there are some that are ETB, so that's easy to borrow, and those are just free to short as many as you want. But the hard to borrow, you need to be on the program, and there's a nightly recap of the shorts, but it's generally very cheap compared to other brokers. Like I'll say the 10th of the cost of other brokers. Yeah, definitely free commission has give me more profits in the end. Like when I started trading like a few years ago, there wasn't really a free commission platform. So if you're a small trader, it'll just eat up all your profits. So yeah, so here's my TD Ameritrade account. And you can see I shorted these is really small. The fees are barely anything. I shorted AMC, I shorted CTRM for 15,000 shares. And I only paid $2.50 for short. Express. So yeah, it's very, very manageable in terms of fee. And then I paid this whole month of March. This was March. I only paid 287, and pretty much that was like heavily shorting month for me. So it's very, very little. I think it's probably manageable. Yeah, I think if it was any other broker like TradeZero or something, you won't. I wouldn't be under $300 for that month. It would probably be like more like 3,000. So Uxin, it's fighting this 160 level. So definitely not a long trade. If it breaks out, definitely not a long for me because it's extended on the 15-minute chart. So I'm gonna look for a short. Yeah, free commission trading is probably the best. You just need to find the best with executions. So Uxin is starting to form a 5-minute here on the 5-minute chart. It's getting extended. You pull the 15-minute chart. I mean, the 15-minute chart looks like it's almost caught up, but I don't know. I feel like the 15-minute chart will still need to pull back. But I'm gonna keep that idea open. I don't think it's time yet. It's probably gonna need like this. I don't know. It might do a 5-minute flag and break here, but I'm not gonna go long here. And potentially you could go long for that 164 break, risking 158, 6 cents risk. 6 cent risk here. But yeah, that's kind of wide. CPHI, China Pharma is going up. ACY, hold up. Yeah. Hold it up. Didn't seem like there was a spot, potentially a spot here to go long. Actually, yeah, can't really find a spot up in here. And it's hard to borrow. So sometimes my hard to borrow, I don't have availability, but let's see if we have it. So Uxin broke high day there, rejection. CPHI. I think Go was only consistent maybe 7 months ago. But I was profitable like maybe a year and a half ago, but it was like a kind of like a chop profit. Right now I'm like kind of consistent, and because I'm a little bit more patient now. Before I would just take any trade, but I guess I'm a little bit more careful, and it has to kind of go my way. So it's about like quality now over quantity. The quality of the setups definitely helps. because it only takes one trade to make your day, right? And hey, 6 God, yeah. And yeah, ACY, let's see. Yeah, ACY is halted. It's resuming in now. It's resuming now. So that's how it reacts here. It finally filled the gap. So on the daily chart, it filled the gap, went higher actually, went over the gap. And it looks like it's going to be halted again here. 781. Let's see if it does that. All right, nope, not yet. But definitely not a buy here. You don't want to chase this. And 5-minute 90 EMA is caught up too. So this looks. Let's see, UPCN, CPHI, falling. Costs had that pop. ACY. Oh, you got in at 484. That's pretty good. So the daily chart. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a very big candle now. Historically, it couldn't hold its gain, so. So 830. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna pull back right now. At least some. Yeah, it already went like way past this measure move, so. It's hitting the daily 50 EMA, which was at 827. But yeah, can't really predict it right now. It's just going higher. It just looks like it's chase. No problem, 6 God. But it looks like it'll probably go higher, but it's way extended right now. I could see it pull back towards like 650 pretty soon, unless, yeah, was there news or something? This move is pretty big, but it looks like shorts were piled in around these time frame, and this part squeezed those shorts. Another halt there. But yeah, I would take some profits at least around $9 or $10. It couldn't hold its gains usually in the dailies. Like it actually went up like 38. It opened at 4. Opened at 5 this day and went to 38. So I don't know, you might get that day. But that was the first time when it didn't have any resistance. So it's very unlikely, but I don't know, it could happen. Yeah, so not sure what the next resistance that was, but I think 960s. So you got support here, became resistance. So 960 would probably be the area as well, but I don't know, you could just pass through with this amount of volume. Let's scan some of the stocks. It's halted right now. It's gonna reopen at 8:33:17. 8:33:17 seconds. 3 minutes. 4 minutes. Let's see. So CPHI. No problem. SVRA. So SVRA actually broke this level here, 237s. Let me clear my chart. It's a little busy. So you can see the support broke. Now it's going to test 233 VWAP area. Still extending on the hourly chart, so this probably has more room to the downside. It probably bounced a little bit though on the 50-minute trend and consolidate. DR. Let's see if there's anything else. Sun W actually had a nice move down. Didn't really give a signal to enter though. It's bouncing off support in this area. 30-minute trend. KOSS had a little pop. Hanging on here as well. I'm gonna quick scan through these and see if there's any other things setting up. MGI, what's this MoneyGram? GFI, A-Bus, Micron. Alright, so nothing appealing through that scan. Very high price on Appy. Okay. Appy actually filled its gap. Hey Shogun, AYC or ACY? Are you looking for ACY? So ACY opened. Definitely it's way overextended, but you know, as stocks is, it can, I think it will probably go to 960. There's some resistance there at 960. Yeah. So let's see how it reacts towards 960 here. It's getting parabolic right now. It looks like it might hold it again. Alright. Yeah, let's see how it reacts to this around this 960 level. But yeah, if you're in here, since over here, definitely I would sell sell partial at least, so you don't lose all your profits. So hit 950, which is pretty close to that 960 level. EMVP. Hit Tammy Martini. Sorry, I butchered your name. Very low volume on this ENVB. So we have to kind of look at the daily chart. It has earnings. Did it have earnings today? But yeah, really slow. It looked like, yeah, trying to hold a higher low here. So this is probably like the higher low that's trying to hang on to, but definitely are just sideways for on the day chart for now. I don't think nothing's gonna happen too much. Let's go to ACY. What's going on there? So ACY hit the 895. Do I have shorts for this? Let's see. So I can't short it, but it's getting extended on the 1 minute here. I can see it going back to 750 in the next 5 minutes if it breaks the 1 minute trend. It's gonna go to 750, and it might halt to the downside. So if you're holding this, I'll be careful. It can drop to like 750. So it's gonna try to bounce around this 9 EMA, and depending on what it does, like pop up like this, or you're gonna break that trend and then go to 750. More likely, it's probably gonna go back down to extended. So it looks like it's gonna go higher here. We got those 9 EMA dip bars. Right. So it looks like it's gonna halted. Nope, almost halted there. All right, is it gonna break $10? So it broke $10 there, 10.11. So $10 a psychological number. So let's see how it reacts. All right. So it looks pretty wild. We're in ACY. Maybe it's gonna go to 30. Who knows? It looks like it's halting again. Alright, it's probably gonna halt. There's the halt. Wow. Aggressive move. Shorts got wrecked there. They probably got margin called. Shorts are down 100%. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's see what other stocks is moving here. I'm gonna do one last scan. It's getting late part in the morning here. Heading towards lunchtime. GRTS, low volume, kind of extended there. BALX, nope. MGI. MGI is extended on the 15-minute chart. I don't know, I might look to go short here, but it looks like it's high institutional ownership. 714 break. I'm gonna take a stab at this risk 718 for 10 cents. It's kind of, it feels like it has like algos trading this, the way it's moving. But 714 will be this break. Alright, so I took that 714 break. 500 shares only though. It has like this algo building to it, so I'm just gonna keep it on a tight leash. Either 716 stop or 718. Depending how it reacts. But the 5-minute chart, it looks like it's extended. Looks like it could pull back. Got that inverted cup and handle. Could pull back to 704, but so the 5-minute chart, you can see it's extended on the 5-minute 90 EMA. And you can see it pull back to the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart is extended here. 704 is where the 90 EMA is at. So I'm looking for that correction down. But let's see if we get that. So I'm short at 500 shares. It's pretty small compared to the range. I'm just gonna risk like $20. But if it starts to go, I might add more. 713. So I added more there. I'm at 1,000 shares now. 1381 average. So I'm definitely gonna take my stop at 716. I'm gonna just keep a tight stop here. It's gonna be like a $20-$30 loss. $30-$40. But yeah, it broke this 714 level. Looking for it to go back to 704 area. Got some lower highs forming. But yeah, the way it's trading, I think it's high institutional. So I'll probably take a stop if it breaks. If it breaks this trend line. 717. Okay, so it's not good there. see what happens. So downsize half there. I'm probably gonna take out the rest soon. Yeah, when it breaks down with a wick like this, usually it's a bad sign. So let's see what happens. I'll take it off with 718 breaks. Could be a fail flag. Stalling a bit. $713 was just low. So I'm gonna stop the rest if the 718 breaks. And this is the 5-minute flag. So if this 5-minute flag fails, then it'll probably go lower. All right, so take it off there. 719 on the rest. 718 broke there. So yeah, that was a $40 loss. Not too bad. So let's see. So yeah, just for morning recap. Just up a total of $61 for today. This morning traded SVRA short for $61, Uxin short for $40, and MGAI just now for $40 loss. I'm gonna do one quick scan here and see if there's anything else. So ACY had a little top here. You can see it probably pull back soon. But I don't have shorts for this, but potentially a short setup if it creates a lower high here. And it could fall to like 850s. But let's see what else I got. Uxin. Yeah, thanks, Daniel. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Uxin looks like it's going higher, but it's extended right now. So I don't know. I might look for it to short. So 167 here. 173. If it gives a lower high here, I'll probably look for a short. That's hopefully it gives a lower high. Don't break yet. Okay, so it broke. A little bit premature there, but I went a little higher here. Like 2 more minutes. And then a short. This one's a little too early. It might bounce up. It's too extended on the 1 minute chart. You just have like 5 candles downside. So you want to see a little bounce. But that's Uxin. I'm probably just gonna move on from that. Let's go do one last scan. FNKO fade back down. MGI. We took that. Alright, I took that. We stopped out. So good to keep your stops in a leash. I stop here 718, 719. And it went to 730. So you don't want to be stubborn there. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong 50% of the time. So as long as you take the small losses, doesn't really matter. About W. Alright. Don't see anything appealing. But yeah, if you're just tuning in for the first time, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And also you can join my community, the Discord link below. And I sometimes post trades offline, and ideas. So if you want to stick around there, you can chit chat around there in Discord. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week, because tomorrow the market is closed due to Good Friday. So see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.